I'm going to break down how Weapons uses cinematic language to reveal a haunting truth. 17 children vanish from a single classroom at exactly 2:17 a.m. Why that time? And why those kids?
Why just her classroom? Why only her?
And fair warning, major spoilers ahead.
This is a true story.
The first thing I noticed in the opening shots of Weapons is how the darkness dominates the frames. While some parts around the houses have a spotlight effect, there's also a lot of black with no detail at all, also known as negative space. And even in daylight, the shadows are heavy and crunched down, obscuring the truth, just like writer-director Zach Kreger does in the story itself.
A lot of people die in a lot of really weird ways in this story, but you're not going to find it in the news.
Weapons weaponizes mystery. The grainy footage of the kids running away, the mysterious floating gun, the triangle in the titles and on the bell. These moments tease us with clues, but never give us the whole picture. And that storytelling technique draws us, the audience, in closer. We know the kids are summoned by a witch, Gladys, the aunt of one of the students, when she rings the bell. A type of hypnotic signal, kind of like a whale call in the deep ocean. First, I thought the symbol on the bell was the letter V, but after seeing the triangle in the opening titles, I realize it's really an upside-down triangle, which is a symbol of feminine power, and it's also linked to water, which all makes sense because she drops each victim's item into water before ringing the bell, as if baptizing them into her control. But the triangle also shows up in other places throughout the film, and I think its meaning goes much darker.
Matthew, where are you?
The kids and the adults who are possessed form the shape of a triangle with their arms as they run. And we see it here, over the door of the house where Gladys is taken over. It's an interesting shape here because not only is it a triangle, it also looks like a person occupies its center. To me, the triangle is a hierarchy of power, with Gladys at the top and all the kids and adults she possesses forming the base. So above the door of that house, the centerpiece is marking her in control. Until she's not. So while we know what happens, we don't really know why Gladys does it in the first place. And then there's that dream sequence. A father, played by Josh Brolin, sees a giant semi-automatic gun hovering above a house, with 217 glowing on its side. So why is Gladys destroying so many innocent lives in Maybrook? And what does that gun have to do with it? And why are we seeing this story from different characters' perspectives? To me, the connection between all these is actually pretty clear. Gladys is a representation of a traumatic event. In this case, it seems to me like she represents a school shooter. And after a traumatic event like a school shooting, the truth gets pieced together from fractured witness accounts. The film shows grief for the missing kids, like you'd see after a real shooting, with a tribute of flowers, signs, and candles. And that's where, to my mind, the 2:17 a.m. comes in. In 2018, the Parkland school shooting in Florida resulted in 17 students killed, and 17 students were injured. That's two sets of 17, 2:17. And as is the case with most school shootings or other traumatic acts of aggression, there isn't really a clear reason or message. The perpetrators are often described as sick or mentally ill, which is exactly how Gladys explained her plight to her nephew, Alex. She tells him she's sick, and the kids might make her feel better. The reason for Gladys's maniacal actions are insignificant. That's part of the horror, the senselessness.
Show me. Where did you go?
People are left to figure things out for themselves,
She to be locked up until she tells us what happened.
to point fingers at each other,
You are the problem.
What, you want to get in my face?
to create scapegoats.
Where are our children?
So when I look at these deep blacks and the use of negative space in the frames, I see the space those dark, mysterious emotions fester around the town of Maybrook. And it's not just the scenery draped in shadow. The kids who disappeared are only ever shown in darkness, because from the start, they were already under Gladys's control, until the end, when they literally come crashing out into the daylight. But maybe the shadows aren't just about the kids either. Maybe Gladys, the adults, and the children each reflect a piece of ourselves. The camera shots around Gladys feel controlled, deliberate. Just like she is. She's our manipulative side. And contrast that to the camera work around the adults. Frantically moving around, like it's searching for the kids. It feels rushed. It comes off reactionary.
Help me! Someone please!
The adults act as our helpless conscience. And the children? They're the part of us that's still innocent. And when we give in to selfishness or greed to the detriment of others, we lose that innocence. So by that logic, it's fitting that the grown-ups, the cops, the parents, the teacher, none of them are the ones to stop Gladys and break the curse. It's the kid, Alex. It's hard not to see the parallel here. The adults in charge aren't stopping mass shootings. Maybe it's the next generation that will. And those comic relief moments at the end, when the kids are chasing Gladys, it feels cathartic. It's darkly funny because it flips the absurdity back on her. A witch projecting false power over the lives of innocent people until they finally turn her spell on herself and shows she doesn't have any real power. Or hair, or a sense of fashion. I mean, seriously. When children become symbols in a senseless adult power trip, like under the false authority of a gun, it's not just a ghost story, it's a tragedy. And maybe Weapons isn't asking us to look at the kids at all, but at the adults who left the door open and let the witch in.